Good afternoon. Welcome to today's mindfulness session. So please take a few moments to get yourself settled comfortably in your seat. So as always, wherever you're sitting is fine. You might be sitting on a chair, you might be sitting on the floor, maybe on the end of the bed or the settee. And as long as you're comfortable. But as we know, it's important or helpful to allow the body to be in a state of sort of balance, in its alignment, so that we can be comfortable without sort of falling to sleep, or without then suddenly starting to get some niggles halfway through as we realize our leg is tucked under or our hips are twisted to one side, etc. So starting off by settling the body in a comfortable and aligned way. So this simply means just making sure that both feet can rest comfortably on the floor or on the surface that they're touching. Both sitting bones, buttocks, rest comfortably on the seat, on the surface of whatever you're sitting on. So that means you're not tucking one leg under or crossing another leg over or tilting through the pelvis one way or the other. So your base of support, which is part of the body touching the ground, is nice and settled. So you're setting those foundations, like building a house. Get the foundations right and it'll last for years. So get your foundations right so that you can sit comfortably for a long period of time without distractions. So once your base of support, your foundations are settled, check your hands, rest your hands wherever is comfortable, on your legs, in your lap. You might have the palms of the hands turned down onto your legs, or you might have the back of the hands resting in your lap. Or maybe you're resting the hands on the arms of a chair, or whatever is comfortable. We're checking that your hands are relaxed, there's no unnecessary gripping. A soft, comfortable quality to your hands. Elbows are sort of bent and can draw inwards towards the sides of the body a little. So shoulders then can relax down away from the ears. So hands, arms, shoulders comfortable, dropping down into your base of support. So we are already practicing mindfulness just by checking in with the body, knowing where it is. Because we are a society that hasn't been taught or encouraged to listen to our body. Most of us went to school at the age of 4 or 5. We were plonked in chairs. We were told to sit still, stop fidgeting. Oh, no, you can't go to the toilet. You have to wait until break. So we stop listening to the body's needs. The body's need to be more comfortable, to have a drink. Maybe it's cold or too hot, etc. We just taught to put up with it, to not listen, and instead focus on what we're being told. And unfortunately, most of us adults then have developed poor body relationship because we haven't been listening to our body. And it's not just about being comfortable, warm enough, hydrated enough. It's things like eating. Eating when we are hungry, eating just enough to quench our hunger, to satisfy our hunger. But again, we haven't been taught to listen to those signals. We might stuff chocolates and crisps down while we're watching a film or reading a book and be completely mindless about what we're stuffing into the body. And our body's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. But because we're no longer listening to it, we'll just bypass any messages that Maybe you've had enough and we just keep on eating. And it's not just eating, it's other things as well. Lots of things in life we overdo because we're not listening to our body. So our body is almost separate to us, just something that we drag around with us through life. So mindfulness is also about becoming more embodied, becoming your body, listening to what it needs. So you've settled comfortably and know that if at any moment your body is saying, oh, I could be a little bit more comfortable, then you can fidget, you can adjust. Perfectly fine. But without disturbing yourself too much. Just gently and just a little adjustment here and there when you need to. Rest your eyes. Put a little hood on your eyes. And as if you're sort of viewing yourself from the outside. So there's two perspectives we could have for ourselves. So the first perspective is as if we're looking at ourselves from the outside. And we're kind of used to doing that when we look in the mirror. And you see yourself in reverse, you see your reflection. Look at your hair, your shoes, or whatever it is. And it's kind of similar to what we're doing now. It's almost like you're looking at yourself from the outside, even though you can't really see yourself, but you're just getting the shape of, your outline, your body's silhouette, if you like. From the top of the head, down through the shoulders. Your shoulders slope down and the arms drop down the shoulders. Front of the body and the back of the body sort of slide downwards into your hips, where your hips are positioned, your legs and your feet. So you're kind of viewing what your body is looking like from the outside, the shape that your body is in from the outside. And that's perfectly fine. Just having that awareness. But then we can also start to drop deeper into the body, to have a different perspective where the body starts to become aware of itself. So again, becoming aware of where the feet touch the floor. Notice which parts of the feet are touching the floor. How does that feel? Do they need to adjust? The buttocks touching the surface you're sitting on. Parts of the legs touching that surface. Allow your buttocks and your legs to sense and feel that connection to the solid surface. And have that feeling sense of where your hands are resting, which parts of the hands are touching whatever they're touching, legs, chair. Which parts of the hands are touching something else? How does that feel for that part of the hand to touch something else? Also become aware of your face. Can you notice where your upper and lower lips softly touch? Can you notice where your tongue is resting in your mouth? Does your tongue rest in the bottom jaw, or does it touch the roof of the mouth? Does it touch any of the teeth? And just notice, is it comfortable? Can you relax the tongue a little bit more? Notice where your upper and lower eyelids softly touch. And the covering over the eyeball from the back of the eyelids. That very subtle sense of touch, almost nothing. Can you get the sense of temperature of the bare parts of the skin, where the air is touching the bare parts of your skin, whether that's your face or your hands, whatever else might be exposed to the elements. And also notice the material of your clothes, so particularly the top, the material of your top touching your body, in the front, the back, shoulders, the arms, the material of your clothing. Then on your legs and your hips as well, the material of your clothing touching the legs, hips. If you have socks on or shoes on, notice that. So this is your body experiencing itself from the sense of touch, becoming aware of itself, which is slightly different from looking at it from the outside. Now it's starting to develop this inner awareness of itself. And then become aware of your breath. Just deepening your breath a little, starting to breathe a little more deeply, breathing in, slightly fuller, bigger breath in. And as you breathe out, a slower, more gentle breath out. And notice as you breathe in and your lungs fill up with air, your body expands. And as you breathe out and the air leaves the lungs, your body shrinks and condenses. And just notice, where in the body do you experience the prominence of the in-breath? Where in the body do you feel it expands most when you breathe in? And when you breathe out, where does that receding and condensing go back into the body? And you don't have to put words to that in your head, you're just feeling it. You might feel it in your belly, you might feel it more in your chest. You might even sense the breath in the back of the ribs. Wherever you are feeling your body breathing. How does it feel when that part of the body expands when you breathe in? And how does it feel when it condenses and shrinks when you breathe out? And I don't want you to answer that in words, thoughts. It's just feeling. And this is just simply connecting back to how your body feels. The ability to just listen to your body and know what it needs. And start to embodiment. Which means being completely authentic in your own skin. Moving and acting in a way that is true to you. Without pretending or forcing or acting. You start to tap into an inner truth within the body. And this is just the start of that process. So I encourage you to just enjoy the breath for another half minute or so, just noticing your body breathing. Sense of touch, the clothes on the body, your contact to the chair, temperature of air on the bare parts of skin, the movement in the body. You can drift from one focus to another. without analysing or trying to describe in words to yourself, just noticing. And then allow your awareness to drop right down into your base of support, your contact to the surface beneath you. The breath just settle back to take care of itself again. That physical sense of support from beneath. And notice how the front of the body can become open as your spine sort of grows up effortlessly out of the hips. Bringing a sense of lightness to the upper body, the chest, the shoulders, the head just floats up into space. Stay aware of the whole length of the spine from your base of the spine, the tailbone, right up into the neck and the head. And then without moving or looking at them, just become aware of your hands. Allow your hands to become aware of themselves. Notice the vibrancy in your hands, just by letting your awareness go there. Your hands become aware of themselves. There might be a little sense of tingling, a little buzz in your hands. And then allow the hands to float together into a prayer position in front of your heart, in front of your chest. Right hand and left hand softly touching in a prayer. The right hand and left hand saying hello to each other, that lovely connection. The temperature passing from one hand to the other. Maybe the pulse of your heart at your finger pads. And as you bow your head softly down, bringing the chin towards the chest, as you softly open the eyes to look down, take a few moments to let your eyes adjust to being open, allowing the light to come in, colours and the shapes and the textures that you can see just looking downwards, whatever you focus on. Then give yourself a smile and sense yourself smiling back as well. As you raise your head, please take your smile with you into the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week.